To the Psy Tai Podcast, number 102. 102, that's what it do. That's where we combine our minds with our hearts. See where gut mind is saying, like, whatever come out, just come on out. That's how we just tie. Just think about these things. That's how it all comes together. It's a beautiful Friday, is it? Yep, Friday, December 18, 2020, in this dimension of Earth. So if you hearing this, hopefully you're having a wonderful morning, evening, night, midnight special, whatever time is coming at you. Enjoy this energy. Take part in this atmosphere. Now we can start the taiversation, guys. Hey, check out the website. Check out the Psy Tai, Just Tainow website, justtainow.com. Find all these awesome things on there. Look at that. You can post and share things with like-minded people. Let's make sure this full screen so we can see everything. There we go. And then that made it so it was messed up on there. But yeah, that's how it is. Just as the Just Tainow website, as I'm fixing it, if y'all listen on the audio, it's a place where you can find a catalog of all the Just Tainow videos, as well as other information from other websites pertaining to magic mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, and the health benefits, and people's travel stories and how it helped them change their life around in ways that they never imagined that they could. And as well, the Tainow store, come and explore. But yeah, and as well, we're on Spotify. The Psy Tai Podcast is on Spotify and Google Play Music, Pandora, iHeart Music, all your favorite streaming platform. You'll find us there. So stay aware. And just tie. Let me bring up the chat box in the YouTube. I titled this Dreaming While Awake in 2020. There it is. Hey, King guys. Just thinking about going live. Hey, you still can. Hey, yeah, check out the Facebook too. We live on Facebook as well. Just pointing out all the avenues. And the Discord is open. If anybody wants to jump in there. Right now I'm about to play this instrumental about currency. Well, he didn't make it. I think it was about sledging. Let me open up the Discord. Every whole team making this work. Hey, Phil. Man, I'm all right. Woke up, got the podcast going on in the early morning. Then I was up late last night working on this book. And the book is called Out of the Blue, The Thai Ventures of Tussle Tulabay. So it's on. I got it all digitally produced and everything. And the awesome next step that I was just awakened to last night, just tying around with the tech, is going to be available in AR. So you're going to be able to have your phone or soon Google Glass and stuff out, but have your phone and put it in front of you and stuff like that, and the book going to appear and this whole environment going to pop out, all this interaction and stuff, and you can get out of the blue the Thai Ventures of Tussle Tulabay that way. Just displaying the art, getting into the art, so that, because that's who I am. I'm an artist. So now we're in the art of talking right now. But yeah, I want to start off with this instrumental. Make sure y'all can hear it. I don't think y'all can. Let me get this so y'all actually can. Alright. Make sure all the audio is... Yeah, I gotta do it so whatever is listening to in my headphones, it's gonna play. Here we go. So grab your lighters. Grab whatever it is that gets you in your zone. Take some deep breaths. And just tie. Shouts to all of you out there that just tie on your own time. or that come on the Psy Tai Podcast. We've been building this up. We're going to meet milestones, creating our own benchmarks, and then checking them out and creating more. Just having fun. Cause they said we wasn't supposed to be this happy. Hey, 870 Polo. So remember in the moments who you are, and know that you ain't never had to really look that far, you know? It's about that play every day. That's what we say. Always trying to get that pay. That's what you say, man. Shout outs to Terrence Howard. I ain't know he was an artist. Man, he just like me. A black man trying to find a way. A no man in no man's land. In the middle of nowhere. But put me in the middle of nowhere. I perform a show there. Just playing around. Pumping them beats, cause I ain't on my feet, but in my mind, I always defeat all them demons. They ain't real, they just my friends. They your enemies, cause you did something wrong to yourself. You better look to self for all your help, not to the sky for the divine. Cause when you look into the sky, you just looking into yourself. You see them waters, drink some, bitch. Just time. Alright, what else we got? Oh, before the beat goes, I'ma say, just time. Combine your mind with your heart. See what your gut mind is saying. Let it all out. Let it all out like an AK. Let it all out. Let it all out, let it all spray, let it all out. That's what I tell her. Boom. Alright. Just having some fun. Thank you guys again for coming on through. Wait, I lost the page. Alright, there it is. I lost the chat. Why won't this go away? Oh, they messed up this segue. Don't blame me. Blame YouTube. Like, yo, my brother. What's up, RTM? Yeah, man, I titled this Dreaming Awake in the year 2020. Salutes to Terrence McKenna. He had that thing called Dreaming Awake at the end of time. Dreaming awake. What does that mean to y'all? If y'all want to tie on that in the chat, if y'all want to sound off, what does dreaming awake mean to y'all? When the Discord is open. Because the dream awake is a very powerful statement to me. It's very terrific. It can be as powerful as weak as you want it, but it's terrific to me because what is a dream? What does it mean to be awake? What does it mean why do we dream? Why do we love dreaming? What is this all about? What's going on? What's happening? And it seemed like it's all in our face about dreaming while wide awake. Because I've tied on this before, like dreams are self-fulfilling prophecies, just like life. Self-fulfilling prophecies. Nice. Hey, let me get this pop out chat so y'all can see what's going on. Do. Bang. There y'all go. Ah, so much technical stuff. There we are. Subconscious. I'll be on the court in a few. Your subconscious expectations determine the preceding events. Lucid dreaming, said H70 Polo. Phil Star said lucid dream or lucid trip. Love T McKenna, R.I.P. Yeah, he traveling other worlds for sure. He's still doing his thing. Your subconscious expectations. Yeah. I love all of this. He's saying self-fulfilling prophecies, dreaming while wide awake. Every time I hear dreams and stuff, I hear that song by, is it Aerosmith? He's like, dream on, dream until your dream come true. Yeah, that song. And it's like, when I heard that song in my waking, like in this, like dreaming while awake, and it come into my life in this point of consciousness now, man, I was like, yeah, like I see the magicians as muses and they really not real. And they just come into your reality when you turn on a song and they telling you something, or they revealing something. Just like in Disney movies when they start singing, and it's never for a reason. It's always in play with the environment, even if the character don't really realize it at the moment, unless they Deadpool. and they can break the fourth wall whenever they want. Or Bugs Bunny. No, yeah. This is a song called Dreams by Forest for the Trees. Ooh, Forest for the Trees. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, dreams, and because in dreams sometimes we like dreaming while wide awake. Man, I'll start off like this. I used to not think that. I used to think that this reality was all that there was. That I woke up here. When I went to sleep, my brain was just in rest mode, but I was just in my head. But that doesn't make any sense now that I even try to think about how we even try to live with that. So with that reality going on in our head, saying, oh, this is the way it is. I'm here. When I go to sleep, I just go in my head. None of that makes sense. None of that makes sense. So, H7 Police said, lyrics goes, when I'm dreaming, I don't know if I'm truly asleep or if I'm awake. And when I get up, I don't know if I'm truly awake or if I'm dreaming. Oh, that sums up all of this perfectly. Because, yeah, growing up, it's just like, man, I'm here. I got this imagination. You know how it is when we kids, we imagine. We just want to play. We're in the zone. And then it's all these other people telling us around like, hey, you got to do this. You got to drink water. You got to eat this kind of food. You got to brush your teeth, you're this, you're that, like just setting the stage for us. So we like, man, this is what life is. And then when I go to sleep, that's just a fantasy. That's the fantasy. This is the real life, because I feel the pain that's here. I feel so grounded in this reality because of how people are introducing themselves to me, introducing all these ideas on what they want me to do. Hey, Black Sauce, you said I be having conversations with mad people while I'm sleeping. I wake up and I be like, who the fuck was I talking to? I feel you. And that's how it is when we kids. When we're kids, if you say you got nightmares and stuff and you saw a monster under your bed or a monster down the hallway, you seen that thing. It affects your whole totality of experience as a kid. I remember watching Scooby-Doo with my mom and her boyfriend at the time. It was the Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. And then I remember going upstairs to sleep and then seeing colors and like bright dots just appearing and stuff all on the ceiling, and then me being scared because I was correlating it to the movie, and I was like, oh man, I gotta go say what's up to mom again. That was like the only real nightmare experience I had, but it wasn't really a nightmare. It was really beautiful when I look back at it, because I still watch that movie and I consider one of the best cartoon Scooby-Doo movies of all time. I was just watching a couple months ago. Hey, you well? Morning. You said in this waking dream, it's becoming more lucid till you reach beyond it. Yeah, and it's so lucid. It's so lucid, and it seemed like we was cut off of it, even though we can never cut ourselves off from ourselves. But we limited our imagination to what's possible, to what we feel is possible. So we Yeah, so we literally created that reality where it wasn't as lucid, or where we live a life, where we're in a reality where it's not as lucid, which means we're in a reality where you don't feel like there's other games to play. It's like, oh, this is it. I just gotta survive here, and I gotta do whatever it is to survive, and that's all I'm gonna think about for like until I die. That's what it's all about. Being more lucid is like, man, there's more shit going on than what's beyond my eyes. And that's why the tale of the witches I love and stuff, on how around the age of puberty and 13 and stuff, we go through certain rites, like in the animes and cartoons and stuff. Because I see how when puberty kick in, like you take out of the route where you gotta like live in your imagination and keep on going, keep on dreaming, like how the songs would come to you, like dream on, instead of say, oh, I'm just gonna sign up for this, and like not really put that much thought into it, not much artistry into it. Just going, just you know how it is sometimes. I've been through it myself. But yeah. And then being it cut off, but yet if you stay tapped in with how you were as a child throughout your teenage years without like getting through all the depression and stuff, that's what stops a lot of the flow, the depression. Because like a depression, you're depressing yourself into the denser reality, like the baseness of reality, the survival instincts of reality, the root chakras, the bottom three, just based off of survival, the sexuals, which still emotions, and the will. And then the will. So just like, man, I'm just trying to survive, instead of moving up into your higher chakras, the heart center, throat chakra, speaking your real truth, like what's coming out, like working on the beyond you and the you here, as UL Adams is saying. And letting that voice come out, that's like no worries. It has everything to do with what's been participating in the reality here, but it's like a voice that comes from yeah, like when you on the center stage and you performing and stuff, or when you on the skateboard and you landing that trick, you doing that technical trick, or about to jump them steps and stuff, that feeling that overrides everything else in that moment. Hey, you said how must you beyond link one? Oh, how you think you can? Yeah, how you think you can hold the beyond here, the beyond you here? I think it comes with all of this, holding true to how we were as children, and the wildness of it, of our imaginations of when we were kids, and without fully reverting back to, I don't know, because sometimes I was just thinking about people that go fully back to their childhood and then like come back to hurt them because then they can't hold a job or try to create a foundation for themselves. But to each his own. but yeah, tapping into your childhood and allowing your mind to attach to things that you not used to attaching to, even if it was, attaching to, like going to the park, or like as simple as going to another store as opposed to going to a store that you always go to, just because you always go to that store. Something simple, starting simple as that. And then it'll start getting to thoughts, like, and when you drawing and stuff like that, you'll start tapping into different ways of how you getting the ink on the paper. It's like, is it a structured way? Is it based off of ways that you learned, or is it like free flow? Or I'm trying to put it all together while I'm tying. That's why we here. Just tie. Just think about all these things. Hold on, let me have this soundboard open. All right. And make sure I still keep the chat. But yeah, tapping into thoughts, allowing yourself to be as wild as you are. Like, our thoughts go crazy. Like, we could think of ourselves as crazy sometimes. And we'll think that we're mad because of how society is around us, how our friends are around us, how our family are around us. So we'd be like, I have to adjust to a set way of thinking so that I can come off and so that I can work with the people around me. When being you, just being yourself, like is tapping into all of that beyond, all of the mix, all of the things that you ever like been searching for and putting all these terms and stuff on. It's like just being you in those moments. And it's like, oh, what do you mean being me? It's like it's a whole genre because me flipped upside down is we. So we is me. So it's a whole never-ending, tie-ending story that I thank the mushrooms for revealing how to activate that or what's really going on in my neck of the woods. Hey, Exile. I see you there in the Discord. You just popped in. Hey. Well, yeah. Drink some water real quick. But it's a good thing to realize that when you dreaming awake in the year 2020, especially with everything that they try to get us to focus on. And it's like, man, this is just what's happening here. This is what's just happening here. And when you get lost in it, you're not able to remix it. You're not able to be you, who is the generator of reality. Instead of like playing the game, hacking the game, realizing you can switch things around. Instead of going with things that's just socially popular. As you well said. He said, yeah, many ways to harmonize than just the socially popular. Yeah, because I do harmonize with the socially popular as well. I'll be going memes and TikToks and comedy and stuff like that. Just keeping things up to date. And with music and stuff. Shouts to Exile. We was listening to Eminem new album yesterday. So it's many different ways. There's so many different ways. If you have any ways, sound off in the chat or join the Discord where your voice can be heard to all folks around the world.
Yeah, it's crazy to discern dreams from reality. You get kind of separated, and if you could find the root cause, the root source code of your thoughts, what about this, how do I think about this, like critically thinking what you're thinking about, you find a path in the chaos, order out of chaos.
The randomness ain't so random. Right,
but it's acceptance too, because I don't know if we'll ever I think there'll always be an adversarial quality. There'll always be the hidden, the duat, the noon, the face over the waters. There's a part of us that is not in control of this as well, yet experiencing it just the same.
Hey, I used to be part of a group, Exile, called Them Random Boys.
Okay.
And I had this philosophy in my head, even though I didn't like have all this other stuff I'd be tying on. I just had that simple play on the words because that's just how I was living. And I was like, yo, we the random boys, like we in the chaos of reality, yet we coming up with all this musical stuff. Like we able to make something out of it, but it seemed random to other people. And I used to be shouting random in every song.
Right. The most synchronicity happened when I left my iPod on shuffle.
Yo, yeah. Just letting, I know what you're tying on. And being close to the woo, where that's why I love algorithms and just the randomness of stuff. And I'm like, it ain't so random. That's the spirit like playing, as you could title it too. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's right.
And the spirit play. I remember when Pandora came out. I was happy about Pandora because they had the shuffle and stuff. And I was like, yo, it's like always plotting out. But then like I remember the iPod days, like the iPod Nanos and stuff. and being able to put the songs on I was about to say on Nano, on shuffle, and just going with the flow. Especially when during acid, when I used to go to the woods and shuffle Flying Lotus's music. The sync was real. It was correlated to my thoughts, taking me like through whole movies. Like some like, oh, what's over there? Ah, and other moments I'm like just happy, oh jolly, yay!
My brother turned me on to Flying Lotus. His music is dope.
It is. He is. I ran across him through this guy called the Gas Lamp Killer, who he's a DJ, but he produces his own music as well. But he just off the chain. You said becoming aware of the connections. Yeah, not having the year happen to you, but you happen to the year. Yeah, man. This year 2020. We flipped this all around. Like, this really could have been something totally different for everybody that's been tuning into this channel. I know it could have been. Because y'all was tying in y'all own reality. Look where we are now. Look what we've been producing. I know me and Exile got a whole lot of things in the works. In the works and already in play.
Builders got to build, bro.
Builders got to build. He's out frying Rotus at Rape the Matrix. He is. He'll fry your brain. He be having all them horror aspects going on too. He be trying to fuck with you. But that's it. That's what he like. I like it. I remember coming off of a journey one day, like out of this world, and came back and I was listening to one of his albums that I didn't ever hear before. So it was like, yo, did he just invent this just now for me? But you know how reality try to psychology play out, and you look at the date and you're like, oh, this been came out. But then no, it's like, yeah, he made this for me just now. I'm gonna put the server to the Discord in the chat.
Ty, what's up, baby?
Hey, Rape the Matrix. RTM.
I'll get you the invite link just a moment.
Cool, because I just copied the wrong link. I copied the... How's it going, Rape the Matrix?
It's cold down here in Florida.
Oh, man, cold day?
Yeah. I went out this morning, I was like, what the hell?
Is it raining? I know it rained a lot down there.
It did last night.
Oh, we had our first rain, like, for the past 3 days, but that was the first rain in about 4 months.
Damn.
Yeah, it's totally different up here. I'm getting used to it. I'm in my 4th year. Any things pop up in the cow pastures?
I gotta go look later.
Where,
I haven't been in a few days. I was going to yesterday, but then no, I hadn't seen them in a couple days. They came the other day, and then that's the last I seen of them. I just peeped it yesterday and didn't see anyone. I'm gonna go check later on. Gotta get that medicine.
Yeah. It's cool how it just grows up, pops up from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Just grows like that.
Yeah, it just grows like that. It's like, here, eat me. It pops up in reality. Imagine, like, that's the dream we in. Mushrooms just pop up.
You just think that'd be cool if you could just think about them and then they just grow right there in front of you.
Soon it
pop
will.
Up out of the ground, whatever.
Soon it will. But yeah, dreaming. Do you get in I know you're a real smart guy, Rape the Matrix. You've been in psychedelics for a long time. You got any thoughts on like dreaming awake and tuning into your thoughts and stuff and being able to think for yourself, like the thought and back of the thought and back of the thought, like the lucid thoughts?
It's hard to explain. Like when I've had sleep paralysis and lucid dreams, it's the sleep paralysis is definitely dreaming awake in the literal sense, for real. Like, because you're in there, but your body's still in dream mode, but you're awake, but your body's still in the other fucking reality. It's weird. It's real trippy, man. It's scary until you get used to it.
Yeah, I had it
That's
happen
what that.
before.
Yeah, that's dreaming awake. That's for sure. Lucid dreams, I've had a couple, and that's only because I had sleep paralysis. I was able to like, I knew what was going on. I was like, what? Okay, this is different. It was almost like
Mm-hmm.
the whole dream of deja vu. It was weird. I was like visiting stuff that I did in my past or was doing at that or have done before, and it felt that way.
And it felt that way.
hmm
I got a pretty good dream report.
That's a good feeling. What you got? Oh, hey, Wild Man Ninja. Welcome,
Yeah, how's it
welcome.
going, everyone? Yeah, I had a dream
How you dreaming?
that I was foraging for mushrooms in the forest, and I felt myself turn lucid, and I looked around, and I was like, but wait a minute, where? What forest? And I got this weird, like, subtle vibe, like I was in Oregon somewhere, maybe like Bend, Oregon. And then for sure, I like looked through the trees, and I could see like an opening between these trees, and way off in the distance was like this beautiful waterfall just falling, and I was like, oh, that's beautiful. And then I look down and I see all these mushrooms, and I'm like, yes, this is what I came for. And I'm like, but I'm dreaming, and I knew it, and I'm like, well, let's see if I can eat these mushrooms and in my dream. And I did. And then I got high in my dream. Like my dream started changing and morphing as if I was tripping on mushrooms, but like my dreaming, like conscious, like way that I like, it was different than actually tripping. It was like dream tripping.
It's weird. It's different,
But I
bro. I know
knew.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I knew I was doing it because I knew I was like, oh, I'm lucid. And I looked down, I grabbed mushrooms, and I started eating them, and then I started like changing and started tripping, and I knew it. And I was like, yes, this is amazing. And I was just
When
going
you
through
go-
the forest.
That shift from when you go from regular to lucid, it's like a weird buzz feeling.
And
You
it's
know,
bright,
you're like, I
it's
got
colorful.
control now. You're like, I got
Yeah.
control of this shit. Like, because I've been in dreams and it was bad. Some of them lucid dreams I had were bad because, like, I was getting high one time with heroin back in the day. I was lucid dreaming that, and I was dealing, hustling, everything. The whole dream was like totally.
deal.
I thought the
hustling in
cops
your
were after
dream?
me when I woke up and everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I thought I had the cops after me, the whole nine, bro. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, he was in it real deep.
That's a deep one, yeah.
I had some lucid dreams recently where I saw one of my best buddies just 2 days ago that I didn't see in a long time. He was part of my old group I was mentioning before, the Random Boys, when I was in college, and I was just sitting on like a lawn chair, and I kind of saw him, but I was like, man, that's not him. But then the girl that he was with, I knew him, and then he said, "Hey, that's your old buddy right there." So, like, and then he's like, "Hey," and it was like so heartwarming because it was just as though he was right here, just like I'll go hug my daughter or something like that. I was like, "Yo, what's up, Billy? Like I seen you in a long time." And there was other times like I had all kind of similar dreams to what y'all had. It was dreams where I took mushrooms before and was tripping, had alcohol, other drugs, party scenes, sex scenes, and it's just like, hey, I'm really interacting with this. Like I got more going on than what's going on in little old Steph life. Like, it's huge. There's a lot going on.
I only smoked DMT in my dream once, and I woke up like right before I was just like inhaling from the pipe, and then I woke up.
That's usually what happens. And when I would have those heroin dreams, I would get it all ready. And be ready to get high. I would have been like just went crazy to find it and everything, and then as I'm preparing it, get it ready, get it in the needle, tie my arm off, go to stick it in my arm, and boom, I'm awake. I'm like, what the fuck? And it felt so real, and I was just like, damn, man.
Wow.
You know, that stuff really had a hold of me back in the day. I'm 5 years clean from heroin.
Good
Beautiful.
job, man. That's incredible.
Beautiful.
I got friends that say the hardest thing they've ever done is get clean from heroin. And it's painful,
Yeah.
hard to detox, man.
Yeah, especially when you got fucked up like in neck and back and shit too. Sucks.
Hey, you jumping ahead. I was going to get there. He's saying you can dream right now if you want. It's just a mind trick. First close eyes, then try to make out the mind images. I was going to get there. Rate the Matrix. I I was watching this show called Evil on Netflix. I keep bringing this up on the podcast, but it's about this lady keep having these lucid dreams about this sleep paralysis demon, and so in the show they trying to teach people how to realize they lucid dreaming and stuff, and say, hey, this is my dream, and like tell it to go away, you know, all that jazz. And so then after the show, it appeared in my dream. And it was after me telling my girl the same thing, like, hey, you don't gotta be scared of these things. So it appeared, in this lucid dream, I remember seeing something similar to it. So then I had the thought of the movie, and I was like, I want to see this guy or something. And then a door appeared, and I saw him on the other side of the door, like trying to look scary or however he appeared. But then when I opened the door, I just started laughing. Like, all I could do was laugh. And I was like, yo, I knew I could do this. Like, it was like, I can conjure him up. I'm not scared of him. This is what it is. He just look ugly. That's just the way he was born. And I was just like cracking. It was so funny. A70 Polo said, return to reality when dream life gets interesting. Is when you return to reality. Is when dream life gets interesting. Can you explain that? I got my own thoughts on that. Like, oh man, that really was cool. Because when you in it, it is what it is. But when you out, you're like, oh, I want to do that again. But yeah, we can dream right now. I'm always dreaming. That's what imagination is. Just sit back when you're thinking something, to flip it around in your head a couple times. I was going to ask you, you said after you stop letting the words control, after you stop letting the words control mind, you travel images, but they are your experiences. It was nothing but what we experience.
Any of you guys tried those green pyramid gel tabs?
Nope. It would sound interesting, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that's how imagination works. And if I imagine that, it's probably come about. Or I can imagine me taking those green tabs right now, as I am, and I'm taking them.
Yeah.
Ain't the me here, but it's still a valid me, as valid to me. How many more vowels can I throw in there just to make it more valid?
My dog is going nuts. I just got a puppy. He's a half shepherd, half lab.
Oh, you gotta post a picture of him. I love dogs.
I'll take a picture of him right now.
What's his name?
Tom. Tommy. Tom. Yeah. Just a normal
like
person
my dog,
name.
Rudy.
Tom, look.
Yeah, I was saying that's a similar normal dog like mine, Rudy Roo.
Rudy.
Yeah.
I just posted him in general. I don't know how good of a picture it is.
I know. I can check it out right now. Joop. Oh no, we're in the blackness, but he
looks like a shepherd with floppy ears.
Here we go.
He was rescued from Puerto Rico after the hurricanes a few months ago.
Oh, you got a rescue.
Yeah, he's 6 months old.
Oh, that's another sync. I rescued my dog too when the Paradise Fires was here.
Oh, cool.
And he brown too. He's a brown dog, but he's not as big though. I made him his own Instagram like 3 weeks ago.
Did you look at the picture?
Yeah, I'm showing everybody now.
I'm gonna post another pic too, real quick, of something else. Oh no, never mind. I can't. I'll wait till you're off the live.
All right. Hey, Demon in Black. It's been a long time. Or is you just time don't exist? Welcome. Said dreams are just cosmic anomalies, and you switch bodies when you alternate universe you. Hey, simply put. A70 Polo, he said, like when you are about to get involved in sex or drugs in a dream, you wake up. The brain gets too stimulated to stay asleep. Sometimes you can keep it going. Like I said, I've been keeping it up. I'd be like, oh, this is what's going on. I'm with it. He said, you asked, have you experienced more abilities than just the sync yet? Yeah. And wait, in what ways you talking Tainow? I ain't throwing thunderbolts yet. But no, in the way that events pop up. Yeah, that's the sync still. That's the sync. It's hard to describe. I gotta let it pop up. My mind is on this right now. But yeah, able to travel out of my body. I'm able to do that. I'm able to go to I'm able to create other realms on demand and allow them to like push off into existence and create it and live on its own, like without me really remembering what's going on with it. Or and yeah, it's little stuff that pop up during the day, during the time, during the moments. And then it's like I kind of encode it in my art and stuff.
I think I've been doing more remote viewing than dreaming lately when I'm going to sleep. I'm seeing a lot of shit. I don't know if it's because of my schizophrenia or
where so?
if I'm viewing, because they're different than a dream.
I'm like
out of the darkness, I'll see a person or a place all random and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty trippy.
What would they be doing?
Like a lot of the times I'll end up in a crowd somewhere, like, and I just see a whole bunch of different people and I try to look at the surroundings to see where they're at.
Oh, yeah, that's what
people
I've been doing.
like you'll feel like you're in New York City all of a sudden, but I can see the people. It's not just like a shadow like usual in your dream, or like a shape of a person.
It's legit.
That's just light. It's like actually I can start seeing people. And it gets more and more realistic as I practice it more. If I consciously go to sleep thinking about it, I start viewing, and it's pretty cool. I think that's what it is. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. But
no.
When they talk about it, it sounds like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to put terms on stuff too right now. But remote viewing is one of those keys I got unlocked as well. Just being popping up in random places, as well as creating, but popping up and just seeing what's going on. And like I said, that's why I understand that I'm coming up with all of these stories seemingly out of the blue or out of the mind or stuff like that. And I understand that I'm coming up with terms just to relate or sound funny. Like I'm understanding my role a lot more, or my role is being said to me a little more. Like at first on stage, it's like, hey, just go out there, just go. And then when you start getting a lot of rehearsals and stuff, start talking to the directors and the producers, like saying, oh, okay, I see what's going on. I see what's going on now. Now, this the role. All right, now I see who I am a little more. Because I'm only still talking to myself. You said, are you in another body's perspective? Straight up VR. Straight up VR lifestyle. That's why when I'm playing in VR and stuff, I'm like, it's totally understandable. It's not wild to me. It's not extreme. It's not blowing my mind like, oh, I'm in another body. And it's like, oh, yeah, now I can do this here. Now I could do this here. Hey, Dr. ZZ. First time on the channel. Welcome to the Discord. This damn restaurant. Sup, guys? Oh, yeah, they was kind of loud. Shocked you and be able to visit a restaurant in 2020. You really dreaming wide awake. But thanks for coming on through. Oh yeah, jumping into other bodies' perspectives, getting the sound, and like Rape the Matrix, you were saying, seeing faces and stuff like that. And the cartoons really helped unlock a lot of these abilities for me, like believing it and practicing it. Like you said, Rape, the more you believe in magic, the more you the more it works. Like the more you participate in the senses when you're there, it's like you're growing, you're learning, honing in on your sixth sense. Like every other sense has another sense on top of it. Like I believe you said controlling another with your will is like moving in honey. Oh yeah, it is like moving in honey. Let me play this. Every time I read something, I'm gonna play a sound effect. That's what we deserve.
How'd you get out of your cage? Oh, sorry.
I took some mushrooms. I took a deep breath.
I was telling the dog he done pulled some magician shit himself. Got out the cage and I put him in there because I'm finna go to the store.
Smart like an octopus. They break out of anything. Yeah,
I seen the octopus on
what you got?
on a video, and he squeezed through this little porthole on this boat where water drained, and they can squish down to almost nothing. As long as they can fit their little beak through it, they can squeeze the rest of their body through it.
I think I seen a video like that because I was watching Finding Dory or Finding Nemo 2, and they had an octopus starring in there, and he was escaping from stuff, and then I was looking up the science. I was looking up what you just was talking about. I was like, oh, this actually can happen.
Yeah, it's a trip.
About to head out. All right. Have fun. See you soon. But yeah, controlling of the will is like honey. It's exactly as you described. I remember Aleister Crowley in the cult circles. You ever hear his famous thing, as they say, when he said he was walking behind a person and he wanted to demonstrate control over a person, so he like fell and then the person fell in front of him. I still think that's all but the sinks, but working with the sinks on another level. Like yesterday, me and Exile was writing each other, and then we wrote each other a similar meme at the same time. Like we was on the same page. So then in my mind, I literally see that. Like when I see metaphors and stuff, I'm like, metaphors is life. Like we was literally on the same page, on reading that same page in the other reality, and then here, like, all right, I'm gonna act this part out real quick. Wow, the universe is what you make it.
Yeah.
You said, what does your natural projection of prana chi feel like? I remember you asked me this a long time ago.
UL knows all about that stuff.
It feels like goosebumps. It feels like warm is coming to my mind. Yeah, tuned into the same thought stream. Yeah, you ever hear like a song? And you really feel like you think something about that song, and then in that moment, you ever like feel stuff all over your body?
Hell yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that moments, I get those moments like in music and outside of music. Like when certain things happen or when I think a certain way, it's like, oh, like I can't even think about it right now. Like those moments when it pop up, but it be happening. It's amazing. It's amazing. That's all. And it's something we can all tap into, and it's gonna feel different to everybody else. Probably if you like a water or fire, something like that. Working with the elementals. Hey, Seven Polo, you said chord changes elicit psychological responses. Can you describe what you mean? And you said tingle like static or warm like in the sunlight. tingle like static or warm like in the sunlight? I would say, I would say it's more of the static. It's more of a static and the warm though, but it's not a warm that's physically on my body. Like, well, that's why we talking about chi. Physiological. Oh, gotcha. I was like, how is it affecting the mind? It does. Because it's all vibration. It's all frequencies. Tuning everything that's going on to the vibrations that being sent out through the speakers.
You ever see that little YouTube clip where Tentacion's talking about frequency and vibration and how he can control people with his music if he wanted to?
I seen that clip. That's when I respected him a little more. I was like, oh
yeah, and then shortly thereafter he's killed. You know what I mean? Like, for saying that type of shit, man. Anyone who speaks like that gets looked down upon because the powers that be know, oh shit, they're figuring it out.
Hopefully we stay on
killed out of jealousy.
We stay safe. Yeah, because he had a lot of money involved with him too. He was making money quick. So when you making money quick and you got that influence that rapidly spread like that, people are on the lookout.
South Florida is no place to play around.
Oh yeah,
either.
Florida.
You flash money, you're gonna get jacked real quick. There's people flashing money all the time on YouTube or on a live, and they get jacked right out of their hands. It's happened a whole bunch down here.
That's that. H7 Pullo, he mentioned something about resonant frequency. Yeah, and the music and stuff. Yeah, that's what's learning the tools. That's what I think XX was talking about too. Because like resonant frequency, isn't that when you? I don't have two things that's gonna resonate. When you tap something, but if things resonate on that, if it's tuned into
it'll vibrate
glass,
in another.
Yeah, the other thing will start without anything interaction.
Yeah, like tuning forks and shit.
Yeah. So through the air, something will start vibrating, but only at a certain frequency, not at any random frequency.
Yeah. So
then tune into that resonant frequency in yourself. You get supercharged, get Super Saiyan real quick.
I really wish I knew what Tesla was thinking about, man. I wish I was on his wavelength.
Crazy stuff.
Bro, he had that power generator where he was able to stick light bulbs in the ground.
Oh, you mean the technical side?
Yeah. Like all that shit, man. I want to know what he knew.
Become an engineer. It is people working on that. People building Tesla coils and seeing what happens, trying to go through whatever files they able to retrieve and see what's going on. Even though a lot of his files were stolen by the government, but they seen what's going on too.
They're using half his fucking technology.
And there's going to be something else that pop up. There's going to be more things and more ideas that pop up. Ain't no true worries.
A few things I watched about UFOs said one of the X-1 jets is responsible for shooting down the first UFO in Roswell because it had one of the Tesla's weapons aboard, and so it was able to shoot down the UFO where regular arms like bullets and missiles couldn't because the UFOs are too fast. And he said I took it down with the weapon, is what he called it. And they're like, you got the weapon on board and use it. You know what I mean? And that's how they downed that first fucking UFO, I guess. He said he was up there doing the to break the speed of sound or whatever back in the day.
The sonic boom.
He was in whatever they was doing. And he's like, there's a UFO in front of me and it's going faster than I am. And I'm in the fastest fucking vehicle on the planet. So what do you want me to do? Shoot it down? And they were like, yep.
Yeah, I heard that story before in terms of Area 51.
Yeah. Probably use that damn. Oh, I think it's an electromagnetic pulse or something that he used.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of Tesla and his death ray. Like that was that
Mhm.
similar thing. Able to
Yeah.
shoot things with magnetic pulses. And just disrupt all the atoms and or whatever's going on in front of it.
And shut the whole thing down.
You said they can connect beyond space amp each other or cancel each other. Vaccines keep us from inspiring to scholarships of Tesla, said H70 Polo. H7 Polo said mercury, the neurotoxins in it. Brave New World societals. Hold on. Gotta blow my nose. Okay.
I'm so happy I don't have to blow my nose every
There
2 minutes.
I know you was going through that for a whole year or 2 months.
Yeah.
Damn. But these allergies be having me on that a lot on that tight time. I was good for a couple weeks. I was like, it's a miracle. But all right,
Yeah,
we're
it gets
gonna create
miserable.
some more miracles. All right. You said Brave New World, societal stratification, engineering workers and thinkers separately via vaccines. I can see where you trying to go at. Where you going at H70 Polo? And that dystopian future where it was already set out 50 years ago, and there are people just waking up thinking that's who they are, but it was a long-term plan that was messing with their DNA, and now they just wake up to wanting to just work or wanting to think like this, or this just the way thing is. Brave New World was one of my favorite books by Aldous Huxley. I always say that's the book that woke me up. Because I was in a Christian school, and then when the teacher gave us that book and we had to write our reports on it, I was like, yo, like this is how I'm looking at my life right now. And this is what's happening now, bro. So Brave New World. And if y'all know, that was a book where everybody took pills and stuff in order to dumb down their feelings, and they wasn't really in tune with themselves as we are now. There was a lot of societal norms that was put into play so that things wasn't too gross or hurt people's feelings.
Hi, I don't mean to interrupt. Can anyone hear me?
Hey, I can hear loud and clear. Piano key. Welcome to the
Oh,
Psy Tai
God.
Podcast.
God damn it. Hi, hello. No, I didn't see you walk in. Okay, so hi guys. I'm coming back from a trip that didn't happen, and my girl just like jumped on the bed without telling me, so I'm underneath the blankets. When I say the trip didn't happen, I hit it, and only thing that kept happening was the Bluetooth kept shorting out. Like it was trying to like tell me something in Morse code or something, but like left and right ear kept going out. But you leaving? I didn't mean to scare you off, Benny. I'll be out there. So I'm gonna hang out with my girl real quick, but yeah. So I did a lot, but nothing changed. So like I feel like it changed me, is what it felt like. Cause like
Wait, it changed what? As soon as you said that, it went out.
It changed me. Like it's
Uh-huh.
changing. It's not. I didn't go comatose. I did not. The room did not change. Nothing happened. I did a very, very high dose. I essentially did a double fisting of
Oh,
two
you went for it.
Yeah, but only thing that happened was the music was messing up. But I'm sitting here staring, waiting for things to change, and nothing changed, and I didn't feel any different, but it was like the music kept messing up as if my brain waves are messing with the Bluetooth technology. It's like it's messing with my brain waves, but not the visuals, not the psychedelic visuals, not even a feeling. Like it was just like, I don't know.
Filter.
I'm coming.
Like a filter.
I guess so, but I have no words for what just happened because I know what I was expecting, and Oh, and it kept shorting out. Oh my girl left. Changa. So I have a vaporizer full of changa next to me. I did this with the vape pen, and anytime it kept shorting out. And then when I grabbed the changa vape pen or even thought about changa, that's when it shorted out the most. So like it's like the movie, what is that movie called? Interstellar, where like it's something from the future, from the Tesseract trying to talk to me via the Bluetooth earbuds, and it's just like that's their communication. Like he had the watch and the
I know what you're
freaking,
talking about. Yeah.
the bookshelf. For me, it's these Bluetooth earbuds and the music, and the freaking vaporizer. Like they're trying to guide me to it, and I won't say I don't want to do it. It's crazy because like once you start, it's like once you get it's like riding a bike. You feel like you got to find your balance first, but once you find your balance, you got to just keep pedaling, and you're good. But it's just like riding a bike that's too big for you almost. This is what the double vape pens just felt like. But but once I started, it was like, oh, this is not to be scared of. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, I just did a lot. I've done more than I've ever done, and nothing changed. Nothing at all. The only thing that changed was the music. The music kept just shorting out and speeding up and shorting out and speeding up, and it was like trying to keep up with my brain waves or something. Like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna probably take the second journey, but I saw that you were live before I started my trip, and I was like, I'll tap in later. And then like as I was coming down, I was like, I gotta share this with somebody, and I was hoping you were still live, so I just hopped in. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I'll be back in a bit. This is crazy.
Thanks for
man.
sharing.
I got a question on the Changa
Yeah.
vape pen when you come back, whenever.
Yeah, I can answer it now, my dude. What's going on?
I got some straight harmaline hydrochloride. It looked like little needle crystals. That's pretty good to use in the vape fluid, right?
I don't know. So allegedly with the pens that I utilize, it's just DMT and or Dimitri and vape juice. I haven't added any harmalines or anything else. And then with Changa, I guess it could be in other forms, but Changa is just an herb. It could be a tea with the Dimitri, or it could be 420, or it could be any herb you can think of.
He sent me 3 types of harmalas, man. He sent me a white one and 2 yellow ones, and one of them is harmala or harmaline and harmala or whatever. There's 2 different types.
Yeah, is that from youdon'texist.com?
No, I don't think so. It's from somewhere else. I think it's from a different site.
All right. Well, there's another site that'll give you like the perfect 2:2:1 ratio for harmaline. The Harmala mix is like perfectly set up. They used to sell it on Amazon actually for the perfect ratio, and they took it down. But there is like, yeah, it was perfect. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take another travel. Hopefully, like I swear nothing happened. I'm just sitting here like just listening to the music short out, trying to figure out what's causing it. Like I'm touching my metal water container, my water canister or whatever, canteen, and I'm touching the vaporized that's Changin. I'm trying to figure out like what's making it short out the most, and it's just like the one that was. I thought it was the metal, like my skin touching the metal water canteen was causing it, but that wasn't it. I was like, maybe there's like an electrical thing or something going on, but it's really like either telling me. The ironic part is like it's either telling me to do the changa or not do the changa. Like I don't know yet. it's a coin toss, but it's just like the one that I was reacting to the most was the changa. So it could have been an encouragement or it could have been a warning.
Man, maybe you just need to sage the room or something.
I mean, I'm not really afraid, but like I said, like in the movie Interstellar, she had to figure out what was trying to be communicated to her at one point, and she was like, I had ghosts, but I wasn't scared of them, and it ended up being her dad. So like I had to feel like it's myself telling myself to hurry up and do this, or it could be the opposite. It could be like, hey, probably not. I don't know. And then like, and I literally was like, yo, this is giving you superpowers. Like that's what it felt like. It was like you I'm giving away superpowers to people. Like it was, like I said, there was no trip to this. It was literally just I felt like I was receiving superpowers and being encouraged to do more. This is so crazy. This is literally like the communication.
It's
All it did
amazing.
was interrupt. Yeah, man, but all it did was it keep interrupting my Bluetooth. And I kept moving the phone. Like, okay, so my phone is like at my hip right now. There's no reason for it to be shorting out like this. Let me put it on my chest. It's on my chest. It should not be shorting out. Okay, let me put it like back on the bed next to my chest and then touch this water canteen. Like I'm just doing trouble. I spent the whole time troubleshooting. The whole time there was no trip. It was just like, what's causing the Bluetooth to short out like this on such a high dose? Like I've shattered reality on a lesser dose before. Like I've shattered reality on a lesser dose. I've traveled. I've seen so much. I've broken through. This didn't feel like a breakthrough. It was a high dose, but nothing happened besides the Bluetooth shorting out and me trying to figure out what they're trying to communicate to me.
The way that you found
Crazy.
the way that you found channels and your vortex something came through. You certain resonance, some best came through.
You're
There
breaking
are
up a
channels,
bit.
but
XL.
Yeah, you're breaking up, man. I thought that was
Well,
just me. You're breaking up. Oh,
Speaking
XL.
of
Is that
breaking
XL?
up, yeah, it's
Is that
XL.
is
XL?
it better now?
Hey,
Hello?
I'm about to make a trip
Yeah,
out
it's
there, my
better.
G.
So it's about channels. So in the vortex, when you saw the lights spinning on that you put the sphere inside the LED lights that were spinning, and then something came through that, and then you listened to certain things, and something came through that, and you listened to, or you put on the vest, and you're able to travel through that. So you can always travel through a certain channel. That's what Yuel was first talking about, getting into a dream state and occupying what your mind is seeing what your mind is thinking about, and traveling through there. So if there's a specific channel, you can definitely travel, but if there's no channels available, you're just going to get the feedback loop, or
I hear what you're saying.
low resonance communication. So yes, you were telling yourself you need to move over here, you need to do this, but you're like, no, it's something. You're like, so it's that battle that is just personally from my experience what I heard. Like, so either being outside, having a certain hat on, having a certain frequency, like you've tuned your body to a specific thing, and these things are both available. So it's not that you are stuck in this way of being. You don't always have to do the Wim Hof breath. You don't always have to do,
Oh, I did the Wim Hof.
so,
I did the Wim Hof. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But like I was doing the Wim Hof, and that's when it like sorted out even more. Sorry, thank you for
bro,
reminding me. I did take a deep breath
bro.
and hold it, and nothing changed. Only thing that changed is like the music just kept like shorting out even more, and it's like, but that's the thing. Like I could close my eyes or keep them open, nothing changed. Like you know how you do psychedelics, and then you close your eyes, and it's like, oh, you see the colors, the everything. I had my eyes. I could close my eyes, and there was no change. It just felt like there was something happening to my body as the music kept shorting out. But
Right.
I am gonna come out there and see you though, Exile, like for sure.
No problem.
Oh man, sorry. Thank you for bringing up the Wim Hof thing. That was another thing that I was like trying to figure out what's doing, and then I did that, and I was like, oh yeah, like that makes sense that it's gonna short out when I do the Wim Hof, but
Well,
how and why, like I don't know.
it's more about the channels you built up. So if you learn to tie your shoes a certain way, you're not, if something else different happens, you're not going to be exactly experienced in doing that way. So come back to your center, come back to what's valuable, come back to what's happening. You said you had an expectation that could have limited you as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm not a drinker. Like I don't drink much alcohol, but if I drink like 10 40 ounces when I'm only used to drinking 4 40 ounces, I would. I don't know. Like I can't explain it, but I know what should have happened.
I
But I
know.
know.
I say this is what happened.
It's like Kalindi. If like I did 1,000 mushrooms and then nothing happened besides Bluetooth shorting out, like I would say that'd be a waste of a trip story. But like that's a weird trip story to tell someone. They'd be expecting like, so what do you mean Doctor Strange didn't happen and Ninja Turtle? You didn't see Ninja Turtles or a flying shark or something and the trees didn't come to life? And I told you like nothing. Literally nothing happened. Like I don't know. Like yeah. Like if I told you to eat a whole bunch of psychedelic mushrooms and you ate them and you didn't see anything with your eyes closed, you didn't feel like you traveled anywhere, you didn't feel like the room changed. It's just Only thing that kept happening was like Morse code with Bluetooth waves. Like it's like something with our brain waves does 1,000% interfere with the Bluetooth technology. And that's why I'm like, I know Elon Musk is on this. I was saying it before Elon Musk, like, even revealed that, but I don't know. And so
I heard of people taking
I feel
mushrooms
like
before
maybe
not feeling nothing. Some girl asked
like
me before.
like a super high dose, like 30 plus grams.
Oh, no. Just like an eighth.
No, so I'm saying
Yeah.
taking a substantial. I'm telling you, I did more than I've ever done in my entire life, and I've done plenty, allegedly, and nothing at all. And they're like, no feeling. I didn't even feel sense of an additional presence. Sometimes you like encounter entities with your eyes closed, or you feel like you're being observed or watched in the room. Nothing changed. Like I didn't feel like anything came. It just felt like. But I do get the channel. Like when the music was changing and shorting out, it was almost like a radio station. Like if you had like the old radio station, you're turning the knobs and you're trying to listen to 104.3, and it's just like the knobs are changing, and it's just like the knobs couldn't keep up with the Bluetooth waves. But that was the only thing. It was like there were knobs being changed, and I was losing the Bluetooth connection for music and Morse code. But other than that, no visual, no nothing, and that is crazy. Like, who am I now? When I say who am I, it just feels like they were. Something changed. Something shifted. There was a shift. Like a shift in those knobs was like a shift in my brain, and that's all it was so much of a high dose that it was just shifting my brain waves, but it wasn't giving any type of psychedelic experience. It wasn't giving any type of entities, any type of.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was like a quick download, like a real quick download. And when you mentioned superpowers and stuff, I was like, hey, it's probably going to unzip over time. The file.
Felt like, man. And it was like there's nothing to be afraid of. Like it was like.
How come you just said what I was thinking?
For me? Or just Ty?
Ty, no. For time, download. Because some of our experiences you gather, like the hard trips, that shit was hard as fuck yesterday. But then over a week or so, you start thinking about, oh, that's why it was hard. That's why I went through it. So you gain more knowledge from the trip after.
And then things start probably happening in reality. Probably do something you never did before.
I don't know. I'm so
We'll
like,
see.
I was like, I can either do this Chonga trip like it's time to do, or I can go holler at my guys on the live. And I didn't know. I just came on Discord to see if you guys were live, and then I just had to share.
Yeah, thanks for coming on through.
And I'm like, I can do it live. But nah, man, I don't know. This is. Essentially, I feel like it's telling me to do Chonga, but I don't like if I'm gonna ever do Chonga, it's not gonna be 420 because it makes. I have a weed card, but like legally, I'm able to do it here, and recreationally, it's an option in a few months. But I got it for my arthritis. I didn't even buy CBD today because anytime I do 420, it just makes my arthritis hurt more. I just get more sensitive and more.
Gotcha.
I just feel it more, and
Yeah,
I don't.
CBD
That's
is
why I
good
don't
for
smoke.
that.
I'm gonna have to try CBD strictly because the THC it's not worth it for me. Like it's cool to be high. Like I get why people do it, but for me, it's not worth the pain that I feel because I feel my pain
you shouldn't
already.
smoke to feel pain. That's insane.
But it's cause I have arthritis. Like I'm sure there's people that you know how like in that movie Get Him to the Greek where he's like, man, look at this rug. So instead of feeling a rug, I'm just feeling my arthritis. So like you can just feel things more, and I playing all the instruments that I play, I can feel, the fucking arthritis in my hands and joints of my wrist and thumb and whatnot. So that's why I don't mess with. That's why like I'm apprehensive to do this Chonga that I have because it's not, it's next time
just pure DMT,
or just mint leaves or I got this third eye. Oh snap! Yes. Okay. That was perfect. Thank you. Maybe that's what the whole point of this was. I got to make third eye chakra tea and mugwort tea. I'm not mugwort tea. Mugwort changa and third eye chakra. Oh my gosh, freak! How do I do that? Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. All right.
Go with it.
Message received, people. Sorry, that was perfect. That's exactly what I needed to understand. But I'll probably still end up doing this because it told me to. But eventually, I'm gonna get to what I need to do. What I need to have.
When was your last trip before this?
My last trip before this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when I told you guys I was using a rainbow thing, and these two guys came out and was like, "We're such and such the greats," and I was like, okay. And the room was all crazy and Egyptian and futuristic, and I was just like, these guys just came out of this freaking rainbow thing, and they stood by the TV, and then they left through the balcony door, like just bursted out the room, and I just stood up and walked out to the living room to check my girl, and I saw that like everything was normal, like I wasn't in complete psychosis. And I just came back and sat on the bed, and I was like, I can't believe that just happened. And I'm just staring at these lights, like, what the fuck is this? Like, portal? I don't know. Like, I can't deny that they came out and then introduced themselves. Now, okay. Now, when I say something a great, I can't say if they felt evil or bad. I just know, like, I use the rainbow lights because, like, if I facilitate people, I would assume the rainbow lights would be more like relaxing instead of like, I don't know, but it felt like
it's exhilarating.
My nose. No. So I'm saying something the great, but it also felt kind of like you guys seen Ghostbusters 2 with Bobby Brown?
Nope.
No.
I've probably seen it and don't remember.
There's this dude inside of a painting. There's pink ooze everywhere. But he's inside of a painting, and his name was like Igor the something. No one has any idea what I'm talking about. Ghostbusters 2, where they get inside the
I remember that guy.
Yeah. Oh. Excuse me. So yeah, it felt more like I don't want to say something escape, but I don't know, man. It's a portal. Like, whether you're using other devices or whatever, like, DMT is essentially a portal. Gosh. So yeah, to answer your question, it's been about 2 weeks that I did that, and that was just one vape pen, maybe a third of the amount that I did today, and that's what happened. Today I did it, and it's just like, what the freak, man? I don't know. I haven't even told
They was asking,
yet.
do you
Hi, honey, love you.
They was asking, how's your diet? Do you has it been changed up since your last trip? About journey?
Not too much. I did my plan. I ate earlier, and I usually like to do it on an empty stomach, but I was like, I'm gonna. My plan was to do changa because one of the reasons why I do enjoy 420 on occasion is because it gives me an appetite. On normal circumstances, I don't have taste buds. I don't have a sense of smell. I don't have the urge to eat ever. Like, I'm never craving food. My girl, my family has never understood that about me, but I don't care about food. One of the reasons why I do enjoy 420 on occasion is because it takes that part of my brain that, yeah, exactly. It takes that part of my brain that essentially obsesses with like sex or women, and it substitute that part of my brain, and instead of thinking about women or anything like that, I'm just thinking about food. And so I was like, okay, if I do so I was like, if I do changa, I'll have a trip, and then after that I can go get food. But I was like, then I'll probably be too lazy to get up and do it. So I was like, so to answer the question, I had a Burger King breakfast earlier just to have some in my stomach, because I hadn't ate since early yesterday. And then I did the DMT. So I don't know if that had anything to do with. I doubt it, man. I doubt it. So I've ate before. I don't know. But I think ultimately what I've learned is Changa is probably going to be the way to go. But instead of 420, it really should be the third eye chakra tea and mugwort tea in like a 2-to-1 ratio. Kind of like someone just was talking about their Harmala mix. And I'm telling them about the ratio for Harmala to Harmaline. Honestly, there's a There's a good chance that these freaking third eye chakra tea and mugwort tea have traces of Harmala and Harmaline
Already in
and
there.
that's probably what the download was trying to tell me.
Bro, I put I didn't even measure. I put a whole bunch of beams and a whole bunch of damn Harmala on some red cappy leaf. That shit is dangerous. That shit make it turn into a reptilian. And everything just folds in the room. And then you close your eyes and you're just flying through a tunnel, like super high speed.
I've seen all that before. Today I was expecting that plus aliens, plus like times 1,000. And nothing.
Yeah, nothing, huh?
Absolutely nothing happened.
That's weird.
You know,
Like,
A7 Polo, he mentioned. As A7 Polo, he mentioned before I asked you, he was talking about fast foods inhibiting psychedelic effects. It was what he was tying on, and he mentioned MSG, and then you brought up the MAO, and how it's MAO inside of fast food and could probably like interfere with stuff going on.
I mean,
It's the tie.
that's a good theory. I can rock with that. I guess when I go back, we'll find out. Like
I'm gonna take a picture and show you what that guy sent me. The Harmalas. I'm almost home from the store.
I was telling myself that like I'm gonna just do this quick trip and then start my day and try and make some money. I got the day off and try and do what I do and then do what I can before I get my kids and stuff. But like now it's like, nah, I gotta dive deeper, and I don't want to dive. It's not that I want to dive deeper. Like I dig the vape pens because they're so quick. And like I was back and I was able to chat with you guys, and I love chatting with you guys. Like I was pretty productive yesterday, but the chat yesterday with True Life was amazing. Like we went for hours. It was great.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
It was so dope. But yeah, so I'll probably be chatting with y'all today too if I'm able to. But what I was gonna say was like the vape pens are so quick. Changa and just being for me, weed lasts for just too long. Like I don't want to be high all day. I like the industry because it's just so quick.
Yeah.
But if I do Changa, it's like okay, I'm gonna have my trip, but then it's like I'm gonna be freaking high.
And then for a minute,
and I'm happy either way. I don't need anything else to make me happy. I was hoping to just have an experience, and all I got was interruption in my music.
Yeah, we'll see. You mentioned superpowers at some point.
I did feel like I was getting, and it was like I can give us all superpowers. Like that's what like it was like telling me is like okay, so you're getting superpowers right now, but you can get all superpowers. And then I was just like, and I was trying to figure out. It's like I don't know, some podcast I was listening to, and it's more of a comedy podcast, so they only make jokes about this. They're like December 21st, and even like months ago, I remember one of the guys in our group that's in California. Forget his name. I tried to meet up with him, but I forget his name. But he was telling me. He was trying to, say December 21st is going to be a blackout and a food shortage and blah, 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 blah. And in the comedy podcast, I was just like, December 21st, we're all getting superpowers because electromagnetic waves. And I was like, okay, maybe it's some sort of electromagnetic waves that's stopping this trip from happening because I should be tripping. There's no doubt that I should have had like a freaking something. Like I should be able to close my eyes and felt like I was microdosing. Like I know what that feels like. But I did all that and felt absolutely nothing. Held my breath properly and everything. Even with holding my breath, I knew what was supposed to happen, but the only thing that happened was the music shorting out. I don't know.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah, I don't like adding fear to things. So I'm just thinking I'm right along with you. I was like, man, it ain't the 5G, is it?
I don't know. And I'm not afraid. I'm more confused than I'm afraid. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just trying to troubleshoot what's going on.
Yeah. I spent my whole trip troubleshooting. Like, I literally spent my whole trip troubleshooting. Oh, man. I don't want to go again. I'm sitting here staring at myself in the mirror, and it's like, this is you. This is your universe.
Hey, you're a warrior. You'll let us know. We know. We already know. We're just trying to act it out. Act out.
Those Harmala looks just like Dean's, bro. It looks the same. I put it in the channel. But he sent me two different kinds, and then he sent me a white kind, some Harmala hydrochloride, and then Harmala something else, and Harmala.
What's happening to him? Did y'all hear that? Did it show it out for y'all too, or is that just me?
He wasn't saying anything. I'm here.
Okay, but did he short out just a few seconds ago? He was talking about the Hermalas. Did y'all hear him sound like a robot?
Oh no, I heard him clear. That's probably just for you.
Fuck. Damn it. Okay, my bad. I mean to interrupt him, but yeah, I was how I heard him just now is how I was hearing my music. And my phone's not moving. All right, I won't interrupt anymore. I will take a look at the picture the dude sent you, and I'll be back in a little bit, guys. I love you guys. I'll be back
Same here. Much
Later,
love.
bro.
later.
You know that robot sound when your voice chops up? That it sounds like real robotic and tin sounding. One time when I did my third hit, hold it in, I blew it out and laid back, and I saw the whole inside my eyes. When I closed my eyes, the whole area was like checkerboarded, and it was crazy as fuck. And then I seen the entity pushing through that, and it was the shape of a person, like humanoid, whatever. It was just in the shape of a person, but it was checkerboarded, and it was coming through the thing, and that it was saying something, but it was just going like it's making a steady noise, going but it was robotic, and it was real tripped out, and then I snapped out of it. It's like, what the fuck was that all about? That was a quick trip.
It was over just like
but
that.
It just everything went checkerboarded when I closed my eyes, and I seen the entity move through it, and then it was going but it was robot and choppy, and then I came out of it. It was fucking weird.
Tell you, bro, we're gonna write these movies. I'm gonna need your help with all of this. I'm gonna want your help.
Oh, yeah.
I request your assistance. Yeah, this is wild, cause this is what art is. Like you just said, it popped out the checkerboard. Was it like black and white? Like typical black and white checkerboard?
Like say if there was like a black and white sheet hanging in front of you of checkerboard, and you just like started walking into it, and the person on the other side saw just the shape of your body. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened, but it was more digital looking. It was like super white, and the white was really white, and the dark was dark as hell. Like it was real pronounced black and white.
I've heard of the checkerboard experience before. I haven't had it, but I've heard people get the checkerboard digital.
Yeah, it was weird.
Hey,
every time I go in, entities are always coming out of the background, like, and they take their whatever's in the background that I'm seeing is what they take the shape of, kind of like it's part of their skin, like whatever I'm looking at, whether it's checkerboard or geometry, whatever. The entities even have it on their face, hands, arms, all that. It's just they become part of that background somehow.
I'm thinking about when I design games and stuff, and the textures and how you can apply different textures to objects. I can apply concrete.
Look at the checkerboard van in that video
anything.
game he was just playing. Speaking of checkerboard,
I missed it.
To the left is her van, the checkerboard. Oh, you went in another room now. Yeah, there it is. See. Yeah, dude, I've been so many different dimensions on that Dean. It's pretty neat.
You want to talk about one of them? Another one, at least?
You're chopping up now.
I was saying, do you want to tie on another one, if you feel like it? Or could we...
Yeah, I mean, I remember another one where I saw the Baphomet. That one, but he was... there's a picture I found, actually. I'll post it. That is almost similar.
Oh, now you cut out. No, if you talking, I can't hear you, bro. Oh,
I hit my mute button on accident. I'm gonna find the picture and post it. It's almost identical to what I seen. It freaked me out when I was looking through it because someone was asking me to explain what I seen, and it's just too hard. And then I seen a picture that was just like it. I was like, damn, that's awesome.
That's how it be happening. I might still
have it on my phone.
Come back and be like, oh yeah. Hey, H7 Polo and y'all's having a conversation about the second brain being in the gut and everything like that, and the digestive system, and it affecting psychedelics and the trips and stuff like that. I think it does have an effect because everything we put in our body affects us.
I posted in general the entity that I saw. He's more pronounced in
As soon
this
as I roll
picture
this up, I'm
to
gonna get
where
it.
to where he's more pronounced in this picture, like to where when I seen him, he came through like pressing through like he's walking through a wall of geometry, and it was like his skin and shit, like in this picture. I see different entities and Egyptian shit all the time. I don't know what much to make of it.
It's just experience.
I just sit there and think about it for weeks sometimes. It's so hard to explain that trip, man.
What was the experience seeing this fellow?
I basically smoked, went through the waiting room somewhat, like going through the tunnel. And then I shot into the room where there's just pure colors, all colors everywhere. It was almost like, I don't know, it was just like someone threw a whole bunch of different paints on the wall, like how you see on him, how it's all in different colors.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many different colors and patterns, and then he just pressed through that. There's always something trying to contact me when I do this shit. It's always coming through whatever I'm seeing at first, and it always walks through it and is like looking at me like, what's up? And I've only had it one time make the noise where it went, and it was real crazy sounding.
Wow. But yeah, I look at it as the one being of many.
It's pretty neat though, man. I like it.
This picture, I seen this picture a couple times in the on the forums. So you ain't the only one. And the sacred geometry, the lines, the angles and stuff, how they got it in there. I'm just diving into the picture, seeing like the faces and the hands and checking out the artwork. I never looked at it this long before. Pretty awesome. It's wild how you see the green that's on the side of the picture. That is a what is that? A kind of cauliflower that has the spirals that's just like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Every time I see it, I'm like, when we created this vegetable in this reality, that was a huge clue. Hey, let me get back to the chat real quick. You were saying. You said A7 Apollo says salvia can take you to the Godhead. Happened to me, so profound. And Philster, you were saying the checkerboard floor is Masonic also. Yeah, it is found in a lot of Masonic studies. Is that me? Your mic was way low.
Hold on.
Let's see if I can turn my headphones up. Turn them headphones up. There you go.
I had to log out and log back in.
Oh, yeah, you're loud and clear. You know stuff
Yeah, I
about
want
the
to try
checkerboard?
salvia. I tried one puff and then it made me feel real uncomfortable. So I didn't take another hit, but I wasn't really like super duper into psychedelics then either. Fuck that shit. I was just a pothead and a heroin addict.
Yeah, and salvia is so available around that time, right? Like just in
Yeah, bro. And they
stores.
outlawed it in Florida because kids were doing crazy shit here, like they always do. They do crazy shit without drugs here.
Yeah, that's kids, teenagers.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do. And A7 Polo, you said that was Roman Cisco is the veggie I was thinking of. Thanks. You know anything about the checkerboards and stuff? Rape the Matrix?
The checkerboards. I saw them
like when it comes to
smoked. Huh?
When it comes to like Masonic and stuff, or like esoteric and all that. You ever look that up? I looked into it a little bit, like that being like the checkered floor and that being like the base consciousness and stuff, and like even Yeah, because
I'll
that's what
check
we
it out.
play on the board. We play on the field, and all the chess pieces and stuff move around on the top of it. But the base level is the board. That'll be something I had to Google to refresh.
Dude got me wanting to smoke the last of my changa now.
Yeah, you got any salvia stories? H70 Polo? I never even seen it before. Like it never came into my presence for me to even try it or not try it.
I found a good RC vendor out in where you stay in your area, Chico.
What? That's where they
Yeah.
based at? Not in China?
No, in that space. I'll talk to you off of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
tube.
I'm gonna tune back in and let y'all see what XL2 on Call of Duty traveling through this war universe.
I'm trying to find more pictures of entities that were similar to what I seen, but there's not many. These are too much of a drawing than what I seen.
See my face that I use on my profile, the little alien neon guy. That's the first entity I ever saw.
Nah.
That's
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing this, and I had to screenshot it, and I use that as my profile.
Right, I gotta move my head so people can see it. If y'all can see
One
that
time
picture right there behind my chair, that's it right there.
One time I went in and it was total darkness after I went through the tunnel for a minute as it was kicking in. I popped into darkness and it felt like I was standing in a crowd of just a whole bunch of shadow beings. And I could see them in the dark. They were darker than the dark. And it felt like they were all surrounded. Well, they were surrounding me. It just felt like I was standing in a crowd my whole trip. It was crazy.
Oh, probably was in a whole nother city.
Not a lot of colors or anything. It was just dark. I was like, what the fuck? This is weird. But I took medicine 3 days before that because I was having trouble sleeping. So I think that might have blunted out the colors.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something blocking wasn't fully there. A7 Polo said, I love salvia more than anybody. Hell yeah, I have salvia stories. Experiencing extremely strange bodily distortion sensations, meeting entities in interdimensional layers, and learning lessons. And then you all said, the best RC I know always comes from Canada. And A7 Polo said, existential lessons.
That's probably where the hell the dude probably sources his from, the dude in Chico. Most people do.
I met entities in Salvia. I couldn't see them, but I could hear them. They were calling.
Oh shit!
Me. Yeah, they were they were familiar voices, and I could hear them calling me, and they were saying, "Come on, you're almost there. Come here, this way." They were calling to me. I was like almost breakthrough. It was like everything was just black, and I couldn't see anything, but they were calling me. That was cool.
That's awesome.
Salvia. Yeah, Salvia. I didn't even know.
I had to play the sound effect for you.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was gonna blast through a wormhole. I was like, oh, and I was like sucked backwards through it. It was instead of like DMT where you're like going forward through like a light geometrical chrysanthemum tunnel thing. I was like just pulled, like sucked backwards and down to the left a little bit. People often report to the left. And I was like straight backwards,
down and to the left,
down, yeah.
And it is to the left.
Like just like and everything was just like a black hole, just just like your pupils shrinking to a tiny little pinhole, and then everything's just black.
Yo, bro,
you just hear people going, "Come on, you're almost there. Come here."
That's and you just went like, here I am.
I was kind of like, where? I was like reaching around, like feeling like around a room, like reaching for them, kind of waving my arms around. Trying to feel for them.
How was the come down?
The come down just felt like I was stoned and like I was high on weed. I was like, oh, this is nice. I'm back. I'm back in my body. But there was a moment and where I was definitely gone. I was just like sucked straight back and gone, just into black infinite space. And then
Mm-hmm.
the second time I tried it, I knew that was going to happen, so I braced myself for it, and I tried to like use my mind's eye to see, but I still couldn't see. I could just feel and sense where I was. And the second time I got shot into this like it felt like I was in one of those Jetson towers, like where
The
George Jetson
tubes.
lives, like up in
Uh-huh.
there, like their houses are like propped up, like they look like
Oh yeah, I was
UFOs,
thinking of
but they're like on
Futurama.
stilts.
But yeah. I know what you mean now. Uh-huh.
But they're basically
They
UFOs up
are
in the
on
sky.
stilts.
So I technically could have like it was either I was abducted and I was on I was on a UFO, but it gave me the sense that I was on the only way my mind could like make sense of it was I was like, oh, I'm in one of those Jetsons houses. Oh, crazy.
That's amazing. I'm thinking of this rapper because I never, like I said, I never did Salvia, but it's this one of my favorite rappers, Currency. He was telling his Salvia story 2 weeks ago on the 85 South show, and he was he was in high school, and he said he was brought to Mario 64 land, and he was inside the game literally. He was just walking around like it opened up through the wall, and he just walked through the wall. I was like, wow. But that to the left shift perspective that you mentioned, I experienced that before, and then I saw it on The Simpsons when he traveled to South Park and Futurama and some other world back to back to back. Like he was sitting on the couch and they shifted the camera to the left. I was like, oh, they know what's up.
Yeah. I love when they do that. Oh, man, there are some good cartoons. If you've seen one of the funniest ones I've seen is the Good Dinosaur, and
The Good Dinosaur?
I think it's called the Good Dinosaur. It's like this little caveman kid, and he's hanging out with this dinosaur. Then he's lost and trying to get home. And they become friends. But
Yeah, I
along the
saw
way,
that picture. I didn't watch it yet.
oh man, they have a scene in there where they stop by this tree that has a bunch of apples that have fallen down and they're like fermenting, and they pick them up because they're hungry and they're like, we can eat this, and they start eating it, but then they start getting intoxicated from it and they start tripping. In the cartoon, they go through a whole trip and they're bugging out and they're flying through the sky and they're just
Did you post it before on Facebook
I
or
might have
something?
posted it. I'll put it.
Yeah.
I'll look for it. It's
I think I
hilarious, dude.
seen just that one scene in this movie. That's the only scene I saw because somebody posted it, and I was like, "Yo, this movie awesome." Let me see when I type in "tripping." Oh, they actually got it on there. Look at his eyes. He had the 6 eyes. Good dinosaur drug trip scene. Like, hey, I'm you, you're me. And you know when they title something as simple as The Good Dinosaur, they was on some tryptamines. Let's go with the most simplest thing. Like Dinosaur Train. I watched that show, Dinosaur Train. I watched it before I showed it to my daughter. Before she was born, I used to watch it. Cartoons is where it's at. Imagination is where it's at.
Oh man, I watched this one cartoon.
It's where
with my
we
son
at.
called
Mm-hmm.
Ben and Holly's Magical Kingdom, and it's full on like fairies and elves, and they're all living in little mushroom huts, and it's really cool.
Magical. Yeah, I know about that show. I'm showing them the pictures now. As I said about them people over there in the UK, taking all them mushrooms, them animatas too.
Yeah, they amanita.
I'm thinking of Peppa Pig because it's like drawn like Peppa Pig, and Peppa Pig got a lot of stuff in there, even the way the personalities are. Real mushroom like this is me. All right, let me see if I can look. Oh, they got the toys right there, the Mushroom House toys. But it's cool too how cartoons always have you tap into those emotions that tryptamines and like when you really get into yourself, how you really be thinking and how you really feel about things. Like more expressions, giving you more modes of expression. or realize more modes of expression. I know, at least for me.
Did you ever watch Ernest? Like Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Goes to Camp.
I never heard of it.
Oh man, he's a pretty wild actor guy. He's really silly. He's like a lot of expressive humor, and he does a lot of like impressions. He jumps in between characters and stuff. And there's one movie called Ernest Scared Stupid. It's one of his Halloween specials, but he has to fight this like demon troll at the end, and the way to defeat it was he has to figure out you can't like fight it with physical powers. You have to show it love. So he remembers like the innocence of a child, the heart of a child, the pure innocence of a child, and the laughter and love is what conquered the demon. So I thought that was cool.
That's how it usually works.
The scene's trippy too. Ernest is like, he goes to fight the demon, and instead of like getting his fists ready, he goes, "Oh, aren't you so cute?" And he like picks it up and starts kissing it and dancing with it. And the troll, the demon's like, "Oh no, stop! I can't handle the love."
But why?
Because he's a demon. I don't know. He's like,
Because they lost the ability to create it themselves.
You're right. You're right. The demon needs love. Man.
That's why they're scared. That's why they're scared of it.
It's like the opposite.
They can't do it themselves. Yeah.
They've been thriving off of fear, and they're like, "What is this love stuff?"
I need to keep feeding off of fear. I can't just self-create.
Right.
I'm just this. There's nothing more that exists.
Yeah. That's what they say. Think a happy thought. Well, Terrence McKenna said, "Sing, laugh." Laughter's how the Japanese, like in Totoro, the spirit when the dad's telling the kids to scare evil spirits away, you gotta laugh.
Yep. I was telling earlier, I don't know if he was here. In my lucid dream, something appeared and I just was laughing at it. Like it looked like a sleep paralysis, quote unquote, demon that was in the show. And I just was cracking up. From the start, like, hey, you look funny. Like, this is funny. Exactly that. And I learned that from the cartoons growing up. That's why I'm glad we're talking about that. Like showing that monsters aren't really all scary. They can be your best friends. Like it's this show called Star versus the Forces of Evil. Like all her it's like there's evil, but her friends is like you would think is monsters if you grew up in like Christianity or and stuff like that, believing in demons. I was like, hey, that's my uncle. Stuff like that.
Like Hotel Transylvania, I think.
Oh yeah, I watched a couple of those episodes.
He's a vampire and he's trying to be like the best father to his daughter, but he's still a vampire, so he's still like evil, but he's like trying to be good father. It's really fun.
They made a cartoon series out of it. I watched and they got like 3 movies out of it now.
Yeah, and the daughter like dates a normal guy.
Yep. I see all the relationship play. You ever watch this old show called Bewitched?
Bewitched. Yeah. That's kind of like it didn't have Dick Van Dyke in it though, or what is that? Did it? Or what did that have? I'm thinking like I Dream of Jeannie or something.
I forget the guy's name.
Bewitched.
Oh, Bewitched. Thanks.
It was kind of like those old ladies, almost like the golden girl, what are those called?
Yeah, it came out 1964. It was about a girl that was a witch and she was married to a regular guy. And she said, I don't want you to use your witch powers and stuff. You gotta learn to do stuff normal.
Right.
But then she always was still like wiggle her nose and make something happen, and her mom would come about. And she was like, they had this all witches council and stuff. And she's like, man, why you marry this guy? Why you want to be with this guy that's making you not believe who you really are? Like, and they did
a remake for like the next generation called Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and it was kind of similar, where she had like a mom and a dad, and the mom was witches, but the dad wasn't, so that she could only do witch stuff with her mom, and they kind of like had to hide it from the other people and the normal people.
I watched every incarnation of that show, bro. The sitcom, the cartoon, the new show that was on Netflix that just got canceled at the 2 seasons. That show is awesome. I show it to my daughter. I'd be like, here, watch this.
Yeah.
Get inspired.
Yeah.
But the things they had going on in that shows, they always was revealing a lot of cool things, like the power of words and like the imagination of, I don't know. You know how their daily day went? It was like they was on mushrooms the whole time. Like, what if you had those powers going on, but still lived in like regular life?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shucks.
So what's going on now? We magicians trying to figure stuff out, and there's people that's already been in the mix for a long time, and like leaving little breadcrumbs.
Yep. Trying to like connect those dots, those breadcrumbs together to see if they put together some kind of sense of some of this mysterious stuff. So far, so many things do add up that it just makes it too interesting to deny it. I mean,
Yeah.
a simple child's toy like a kaleidoscope. I'm playing with this and I'm going, huh? That just looks just like DMT trip, like right there. You're looking through a kaleidoscope, and this is like a child's toy. And like, I wonder if the makers of this like knew, like they did psychedelics and then they invented it, or it's just like a coincidence. Like, crazy.
I know. I be thinking the same thing. But I be thinking too, like the imagination, when you tapped in, it's the same thing as the DMT. And they probably seen something and was like, I want to create something like this. Like what I seen in this moment. But yeah, they had the technical know-how too, is the next step. Like to put into action and make the kaleidoscope. Or a screensaver.
It's like there's a breadcrumb right there. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this kaleidoscope toy? I can't really make sense of this. Like somebody obviously knew about this chrysanthemum geometry that's there, and there's like a connection to just the visuals to psychedelics. So I don't know.
Oh,
You ever work with sacred geometry?
Yeah. What's funny
You ever
is
draw
like,
it?
well, yeah, I have an interesting connection with a breadcrumb in my own life. Like when I add up my own life, I see little things going like, I've almost been being like led up, like almost being like trained to be a psychonaut person, because through my whole life, when I was a kid, there was just little tiny things that would add up, like experiences that I didn't even know I was about to go on. And then they turned into like these psychedelic little adventures. And then I thought that was just fun. But then later, like now I look back and go, wow, like when I was in high school, I really hated high school, and I dropped out. But my favorite class was geometry. I literally got an A+, and I could not fail that. Like I literally every single assignment, I got 100% on it, and every single homework assignment, and I did the extra credit. And the teacher was amazed. He gave me an A++. Never seen a student have 100% on everything before, and I didn't even know. I was like, I just thought geometry, like, oh, this makes sense to my brain in the way I can think. So I don't know. That was weird. And now I'm like, well, geometry is really, really important, and I'm glad that my brain, can actually make sense of it, because it's like a whole nother language there that's just been sitting there. I could oh man, I can use this as a way to communicate or take meaning or extract meanings, like find more breadcrumbs,
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Go ahead.
I recognize, it's like it's just like when you buy a new car or something, you're like, oh, I got this new Toyota, but then you start seeing Toyotas everywhere. You're like, oh yeah, I just never noticed them, but now it's in your mind. So like now that all this is in my mind, every time I look at something, I can like see, oh, okay, well, there's geometry there, or I can see where maybe there's a connection here where that came from.
I know Kung Fu.
Yeah, I mean, you watch a movie like The Matrix, and then some people watch that and they go, wow, that's a cool movie. And I'm going, that was a documentary. That was real.
Is that where your chalk art be coming from?
Yeah, I mean, like I just be doing my chalk art drawings, and I'm not a great artist, but when I do
Yes,
my
you are.
drawings, I just literally start going with whatever wants to be drawn. It's not like channeling because I'm not. It doesn't feel like something's coming through me. I'm just drawing randomly. It just feels, but it does turn out to be beautiful, and I can connect things to make all these shapes, and it does end up looking.
Did
kinda
you do
cool.
that side of that house?
No, that one eyeball there though. That was
is
cool.
fucking cool.
Right, that's a tattoo shop here in my town, and I was driving by and I noticed it, and I'm like, it's just like, oh, I never noticed that before until I smoked DMT.
I like
and I'm
this.
like, what the fuck? I had to stop and take a picture.
Yeah, dude. I would like to take a big blast right there and check that out.
Right.
Watch it start spinning.
I can't believe I drove by that so many times, and it's just like I was saying, like I hadn't noticed it until psychedelics were in my mind. I'm like, aha, whoever drew that. You know this person. You make
Hell yeah.
friends.
Make friends and
Man.
make good art.
There's this one cat. He surfs, and he's an older dude, and he takes surf photography, and just kind of became friends with him through Facebook and surf community, and he's taking photos of people out in the water, and I'm out there surfing, and I've seen him, so we became friends. And never even talked to him about psychedelics or any of this. But years later, when I'm into DMT, I'm on the DMT Experience podcast. This guy named Blake Erickson runs, and he interviewed this guy that I know. His name's Dave Brown, and he's talking to him about DMT, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a surfer, and I take photography, but back in the day, I had this experience about DMT," and he described it all, and I'm like, holy crap, I know this guy. How did this guy, like, I never knew he did DMT, but like, I've known him for years. So I'm like, this is weird. So.
It's a wild world out here. I was thinking even when you was talking about school and stuff, I think teachers, like I was talking about musicians, when you hear that song, we still see them as a person, but they something else. And I think when we in school, the teachers are like magicians of a sort. And they trying to get you to like awaken to this certain thing, and they see who latches on to this or who catches on to this, and they'll like lean into you if you onto that kind of thing. Like if you latching onto that, because I was real good at math as well. I used to take extra classes to do the trigonometry and pre-calc and stuff like that, and I was playing with the numbers in the head, and it was like just drawing. It just made sense. Everything. I was like, oh, to the rest of the class, like, what you mean? Like the square root of a -1 is an imaginary number and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, it's imaginary? That's what we're dealing with now? Like, okay. Or this is the angles of the triangle, the acute, obtuse, and all of that.
And we can
stuff.
track it. We can draw the imaginary.
Yeah.
we can have formulas about the imaginary.
That is wild.
I remember wanting to be a astrophysicist, a theoretical astrophysicist. I was like, man, I could just think things and then have people be experimental physicists, and they come up with the experiments, but it's people that just theoretical physicists, and they just use their mind to come up with concepts. Like that's a superpower right there. Like, well, an inherent gift.
I was going through like a thing. I was like, well, you can't do this scientifically, but you can do a thought experiment where you're experiencing. You can't like really go through the physical world, do the experiment, but in your mind, in your imagination, you can. So a thought experiment is pretty wild. You can actually extract some knowledge by just imagining what you do know. You come out with some sort of outcome. That's pretty wild. Like,
that's all I do.
I mean, in your mind, like the Terrence McKenna is saying, the world is made of language. And basically, it's like if you're God and you are everything, it's just like your mind, your thought is what's going to create wherever you want to be. And I envision it like a, man, it's weird. Like, I don't want to put it in a bad thing, but like say you're in jail. Say you're in jail and you're just in your cell and you can't do anything. You're stuck. So the only thing you can do is use your imagination. And it's like the only way to pass time is to like literally go into your mind and create your own world. And if you just practice that long enough, mind, in your imagination, the world could be just as clear and real as this world right now, like that we're in, that seems so real. But this world could just be a thought experiment that you're doing so good that it seems real, right? That's what trips me out. We could be in a thought experiment.
The thought, I'll correlate with that.
This is what it looks like to be inside a thought.
I'll sync up with that. Joe Rogan and them just mentioned that again yesterday, and then it's like, yeah, maybe we're on the ant farm, and we're the ant farm experiment of some little kids in this other galaxy, and we're just doing that. And I was just like, yeah, all right, at least I'm still having fun. Got the podcast going on. Got some games.
Right.
Got nature, trees. Got some buddies I could talk to. Yeah, let's think this out. Or live this out.
That's definitely going to be something big to comment on, or to like. There's definitely going to be big reactions that are, because we're definitely in another psychedelic renaissance. But I know it was kicked off because Joe Rogan's talking about, I smoke DMT. Have you ever tried that? And then just because his podcast is so large, I mean, so many people, they're like, what's DMT? And so now, people are out there extracting it all over the place, and it's just everywhere. It's mainstream now. And I swear to God, it has a lot to do with Joe Rogan, man. There's going to have
just
to be
just like how a lot of people started drinking lean once Lil Wayne rapped about it, bro.
Same
shit like that.
There's going to be like a documentary though, like at some point there's going to be some people who are doing like they're London, they announced they're doing experiments on DMT to treat depression in London, but they are also doing the extended state DMT experience with Dr. Andrew Gallimore and what is this guy's name?
I remember you mentioning it.
Colorado,
on the island.
yeah. And they're gonna come out with some cool stuff. We're gonna get to see the trip reports. Just like from Rick Strassman, those guys. Well, I don't know if you ever watched any of the trip reports from Rick Strassman's experiments, but like the guys like the shaman Patricio Dominguez, that guy gives amazing high dose DMT trip reports, and I can't wait to see the video of the next, or a documentary of the next, the things that people are going to be making from their experiences. They're going to want to share this. There's going to be a lot of people out there trying to make a documentary of their journey, going through taking ayahuasca, smoking DMT. I mean, there's lots of ayahuasca documentaries already, but I'm just thinking that there's going to be a lot more, because people love doing this,
It's picking up for sure in a whole bunch of different areas.
Yeah. And I mean, the guy who invented Changa, Julian Palmer from Australia. I mean, he's been in this game since the 90s, and that guy, he's got so much experience with DMT. The way he's experimented with different combinations and blends. It's just amazing how much DMT experience that guy has alone. And now we got Changa. We got the recipe, man. Bunch of people like us are gonna be making it on our own, and
dude, I love Changa.
Dude, it's so cool.
Changa is fucking awesome, I think.
Man, I'm so excited. I don't even know. I think I'd want to be a part of the team. I'd volunteer, man. If they needed more people to go do the DMT extended state experience, man,
I would be all in.
Be all in, right?
And y'all heard it here. If y'all listening in the ethers.
Yeah, I'll do it. No problem. I am a freaking guinea pig. I've been one since I was 12.
Sign me up too.
Fucking all the psych meds and shit ever since I was a kid. They still don't know what the fuck the long-term effects are from. But, I changed my way of thinking and stuff and my whole life around, and I didn't use them pills to do it either. Yeah. Stop taking all that shit. The only thing I take now is my propranolol for my sketchy PTSD, how I snap real easy and stuff, but usually I'm a happy guy all the time. pretty good medicine for a
Mina?
man a while.
Isla, wake up, baby.
I just I did my first pull, and I did the Gordotech extraction method.
Mm-hmm.
And it says in the instructions to use heptane if you want the best quality. So that's what I used. And man, sure enough, I got these really amazing white crystals that there's no yellow in it at all, and it's just pure white.
You can recrystallize it into chunks with heptane.
Yeah, because I haven't actually gone deep with it. I only tried to taste it a little bit to see if I did it right, and it gave me this kind of chemically taste in my mouth, and I didn't get any visuals or nothing, or I didn't get any feeling. So I was thinking, I don't know, man, maybe I didn't do it right, or maybe it's too many. There's like too much chemicals in there, like maybe there's too much heptane, or I don't know. So now I'm worried.
Possible.
I'm not sure if I just go for a big hit.
I can't fucking find heptane anywhere down here.
Yeah,
I can find naphtha and lye and everything down here.
Shit,
But
I found it on Amazon.
heptane I can't find.
Okay.
I use Sib's hybrid fucking ion salt tech. That shit is dope. I get huge yields with that.
Sid.
And I use the big kombucha bottles, because when you end up with Sib's tech, you end up with like 750 milliliters of liquid in total before you put the naphtha in. And it fits in those big 1 liter kombucha bottles. Good, the glass ones.
Okay.
The Synergy company. Yeah, that's what I use. I got like 4 of them. They work awesome. And I've been using them for fucking like a year now.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, them kombucha bottles are perfect for it. I was like, hell yes.
Yeah, they're not going to just break on you, too.
No, they're thick.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Tom, get out of there. You're scared of cars still. Come on, Tom.
But yeah, it's still amazing that we're able to experience these things, and that now we see how inherent it is, and like how it's everywhere around us. How DMT is found in different plants, different foods, and even in our bodies already. And then being able to extract it and smoke it, or even like what is it called? The other word that's not injection.
Intranasal, intravenous.
Intravenously. Intravenously get the DMT into your system. Able to experience wildest dreams. Mm-hmm. But he did what?
My friend did inject some beams I made. He said that shit was crazy and he'll never do it again. He said he said smoking it is just fine.
Mm-hmm.
He said shooting it was stupid. He said it hit him so fast. Scared the shit out of him.
Oh, okay. That's his experience.
Yeah, it's an experience from an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't take any advice from any of this, except for don't do it.
And still, all of this is we just tie in. Don't anybody out there recreate anything that you see or hear and say you got it from Ty or anything like that. We just tie in these our experiences.
Their experiences.
But nothing that is dumb.
Right now.
It's illegal. So do what you want to do. Do what you do.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is a while ago. I don't even hang out with this dude anymore, but he did change his ways a little bit after that.
But
he
it's wild.
All in on the.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't going all in on all the other crazy stuff as much. Come on, Tom. Let's go.
That's why I'm loving that we have been able to have these conversations now. So, because I see the form. Like when I started this 2 years ago, the podcast, or even I started the show way before then, it wasn't anybody even really talking about psychedelics this much on the airwaves. And now I'm seeing it being. Your dog is kind of loud, bro.
No.
Well, Tom is really loud.
Stupid.
And that we started this podcast a while ago, and now things are starting to change up in the atmosphere in terms of decriminalization and legalization. We see what happened in Santa Cruz, in Oregon, Oakland. Yeah, you right there in Santa Cruz experiencing this.
Yep, that's why I'm doing it.
They're not
I'm
just gonna
like,
lock you up for a little bit of mushrooms.
I'm like, it's decrimmed, bro. I'm doing it.
Yeah. I was about to lead on to that. The thought counts like, wait, it's not just totally legal. Like, we've been progressing. We've been part of that progression as well. I know we got a part in that. And we're just gonna keep it
I
up.
don't like those little fighter dogs, man. Every time I walk past their house, and it's all the way till I get around the corner, man. It's annoying.
Yeah,
They need
my aunt's
some
got
bark
those little
collars.
dogs.
They're little
All they do is
glorified rape whistles. That's what they are.
Oh, you well pointed out something that I was thinking about between injecting it and intravenous. Intravenous is with the IV drip, so it's like continuously can keep getting dripped into your body.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
just
See,
stuck
that's
in
what
there,
I would want.
in there for a bit.
Well, that's
No,
what
my
they're working
friend,
on.
my friend didn't do it like that. He was an idiot and took like 30 milligrams and
Just shot it
a
in
whole
his
bunch
arm.
of yes, dude, all at once, and it's like
Wow.
holy
Yeah.
crap. Yeah, so there's no
Cool.
little slow drip to keep a continuous experience. He said he felt like his heart skipped 10 beats. Like, what the fuck, man? Dangerous.
And that's the experience of long form conversations. Because we always gonna say something, but we keep talking and tying it on out. We really get the full picture. We all come putting the pieces together. And A70 Polo said he finally gonna hit the bong for the first time today. Cheers.
Cheers.
I wish we could all get together and have a party with some MIPT.
Yeah.
That stuff's fun and it's legal.
Never done that.
Methyl isopropyl tryptamine.
Wow.
Fun.
What's it like?
It's fun, bro. It's like Lucy and shrooms, but you got like kind of like a roll on too, like you're kind of like on X. It's a neat.
It's a trifecta.
It's the base to like a whole bunch of tryptamines too. They've turned it into like 10 other different ones besides just MIPT. They got an analog of 5-MeO DMT. It's called 5-MeO MIPT. It's nothing like 5-MeO DMT though, bro. I did a little bump, and for like 6 hours I was having fun, like a shroom trip. It was real neat. Yeah, that one's legal too. I'm just thinking about getting some blotters for research.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
With the psychiatric problem I got, all I'm trying to do is go the easy route and fix myself without having to be lied to by doctors because of greed.
Yep.
It's been killing me for years. I'm tired of it.
Hey, one day I gotta make it to Santa Cruz.
Yeah, man. Gotta come down.
Yeah. I have a buddy that lives down there that I was working with too. So I gotta make it down there.
Yeah, man. Hit me up.
Uh,
I want to surf too.
That's right. That's what we do here. Smoke weed and surf. All day.
When I lived in South Carolina, I used to surf a lot. That's just the Atlantic, though.
Closest I've been is boogie boarding.
I love surfing. What I do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I got skateboarding.
When you have them pictures on your story, bro, I see all the waves and the people surfing. I'm like, fuck. Jealous. I'm definitely coming out in March and hang out all summer around there.
Excellent.
I'm gonna have a little. I'm gonna get a little van and set it up like one of those stealth vans. Won't cost me but like 15 grand to make it real sweet and get a nice van that doesn't have high mileage and shit,
Yeah.
And just be on the road all day.
That's what's up.
I don't gotta bother anyone to sleep at their house or none of that. I can just stay in my van.
Sounds like something to be up to.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. My roommate, he's real good with like carpentry and shit. He's gonna help me set it up.
Got your eyes. Cool. Hey, I'm about to log out soon. I'm about to wake up my daughter. I don't know how she is asleep this long. But I'm gonna take her outside, make some lunch now, have some fun. But I want to shout out King Oz real fast. He got a page from his book right here. The book of symbolisms.
Oh,
Here, let me
cool.
see how I can make it big right here. Bang bang. The tree of life. The pillars, Jackin and Boaz. The checkered floors, what we was talking about earlier.
Uh-huh.
The waters and the sky and the heaven above. He put it. He's in the esoteric research in the Discord, and y'all can check this page out as well. And all y'all out there in YouTube space.
I just got a book about esoteric healing and shit. I saw it, garage sale, picked it up.
The Kabbalah.
Bang bang. Oh yeah, this was a pleasure, guys. I'm gonna carry this energy through the rest of the day. Remix
Oh,
it up.
I'm out in the sun right now, walking the dog. It's nice and cool out. It's actually cold.
Cool. Hopefully I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, bro. We'll see you. Thank you.
All right. Take care, bro.
Have a
Take
great
care,
one.
Bob Man Ninja. I'll keep up on your journeys too. You're gonna be at the park someday. I already know. We're at the we're trying out for American Ninja Warrior. Give him all the luck, all the stuff he need to make it there. Everybody send it his way.
Yeah.
All right, and everybody in the chat as well. You will. H70 Polo, King Oz. Who else? Philster. Check out his music. Philster got some music online. Y'all ain't never heard of him, but y'all heard of him now. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
K Smith 08. Who else was new? I think it was Demon in Black. It's been a while. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Or we meet up in another room as usual. Ollie Cat. Oh, Ollie Cat, I didn't know you was there. What's good? What's good? And Black Saucy. Everybody that came on through. I'm gonna play this sound effect because I don't got it. Just tie. Yeah, just think about these things. This is where we combine our mind with our heart, see what our gut mind is saying, and let whatever come out, just come on out. Check out the Just Tie Now store, the Just Tie Now website, and stay updated on all the art that's on Instagram and through stories and stuff like that, and through the Discord, and on the website. Like I just said, I'll see you there. Adios.
Appreciate you, bro.